With Denji and Asa's budding relationship in shambles, and Nayuta, the reincarnated control devil, properly introduced with some very Makima-like tendencies, Chainsaw Man Part 2 is officially in full swing. Tensions are only rising as Yoshida begins to enmesh himself deeper in both Denji and Asa's lives. However, this third part is easily the most thrilling era of the story yet. We last left Asa memory wiped, Men in Black style, after an accidental run-in with Nayuta. With her date with Denji apparently cancelled, she joins Yoshida for coffee in the Devil Hunters Club lounge. They discuss the pros and cons of the solitary lifestyle. Asa, feeling affirmed once again, ignites a new crush on her devil hunting superior. The feeling is not mutual. Yoshida just wanted to cryptically tell Asa to keep away from Denji. That might be harder than either of them think it is. His quick dismissal of Asa makes sense since he has another date planned with the Famine Devil. This isn't strictly a date either, he still has ulterior motives. Since Fami has no problem exposing her identity to anyone, and her status as one of the Four Horsemen, she's the perfect subject for Yoshida to pick her brain. There's a rumor he needs to dispel, one of apocalyptic proportions. A prediction by Nostradamus claims that in a matter of weeks, 23 out of every 30 people will lose their lives. As of now, the public believes this is an urban legend, but the public safety devil hunters have proof that it's more than a hoax. Fami is well aware of the prophecy and the fates of the 7 survivors. She points to the East District Tamano apartments as her ground zero of ultimate terror. Elsewhere, Yoshida's ward is neglecting his duties as Chainsaw Man to lethargically lie on the floor in a pile of dogs. Even though Nayuta smells a threat, he refuses to budge from his position on the ground. He's dejected because with Nayuta's dangerously possessive nature, his dreams of drowning in women are effectively crushed, and he sees no point in his freelance hero work. His devilish little sister, unhappy that Denji isn't doing her bidding and keeping her entertained, assures him that she won't put a complete damper on his dreams. After all, an adoring mass of fans is certainly better than just one girlfriend, right? It takes Denji a bit to think it over, but he eventually agrees. Good timing too, since Asa is walking into another dangerous situation. She's too stuck in her head to realize that the apartment complex she's walking past looks a little too abandoned, until she comes face to face with a mangled corpse. The seemingly quiet, complex East District Tamano apartments is suddenly full of people staring her down before simultaneously launching themselves over the balcony. As Yoru gears up for a fight, the corpses land in piles, merging into body horror-esque mounds of sentient, faceless flesh. The War Devil shows regret and fear for the first time and sprints away. She can't outrun the creator of this mass death, the Falling Devil. She's a chef from hell, cooking up a metaphorical full-course meal of regret, fear, self-loathing, and depression. Yoru is unable to fight or flee since Asa is paralyzed by flashbacks to the tragic drowning of her cat back when she lived at the orphanage. She regains her bearings, but it's too late. Tokyo has done a 180, causing the spontaneous falling deaths of dozens of citizens. It also separates Yoru from Asa once more, leaving our fearful protagonist on her own once more. Asa nearly becomes another victim of spontaneous falling, but some quick thinking from Yoru saves them both. The devil tries to determine what the Hell Chef's source of fear is while trying to keep Asa grounded with a constant pain in her finger. The distracting pain does not stop Asa from falling all over the place, even defying laws of gravity, and keeps knocking Yoru out of her body. The distrust between the two reaches a fever pitch, since Asa is tired of being screwed over and constantly traumatized by her devilish possessor. Knowing that the Falling Devil is making Asa irrational, Yoru tries to calm her down and find the root of Asa's neuroses, a fear of both companionship and abandonment. The two need to figure out basic cooperation quickly, since the Falling Devil has already prepared and served 2 courses, and is planning to make Asa and Yoru her main dish. They're bought some time by the Falling Devil's search for a paper apple pairing for human flesh, causing her to get gunned down by some public safety devil hunters. She reconstitutes herself again and again, regardless of how many bullets and explosions hit her, until a surprise chainsaw blade goes straight through her chest. Chainsaw Man's arrival stops Falling Devil from causing more deaths. She didn't actually mean to kill as many people as she did. Her mission was to drop Asa into hell to free its residents. Denji is understandably confused, but is definitely not down with the sacrifice of his ex-situationship. He's not immune to the effects of the falling devil though, and soon his grasp on gravity is lost and his mind becomes flooded with images of power and gun fiend Aki. He's not stopped for long, thanks to literally turning off his brain, since he's able to fall and dismember her once again. Though she's entertained by the idea of a chef being eaten, the falling devil just chucks Denji off of her after reconstituting once again. With the last obstacle lying on the ground gurgling blood, it looks like Asa's back on the menu. With the falling devil back in her area, Asa is back to being thrown around and tormented by the horrors. She's actually persuaded to untether herself from a miserable life and to take the fall. But she's saved by a healed Chainsaw Man. Asa's less than thrilled to be saved from certain death. She's fully convinced that the falling devil's depressing ideology is right, so Denji has to become an amateur therapist to talk her off of the literal and metaphorical ledge. He assures her that life can't suck all the time, and that everyone has or will hit rock bottom, which seems like a prison. It's a genuine heart-to-heart, especially since Denji admits that he hasn't made it past the trauma of part 1. The moment is immediately shattered with Chainsaw Man admitting to his horniness, but Asa is finally broken out of her depressive fugue. As they hang in the air and bicker over if sex is gross or not, they fall back to Earth. Asa is knocked out in the impact, so Denji makes a mad dash to avoid minions of the falling devil. She tries to get Chainsaw Man to sacrifice the main course, and he tries to negotiate keeping her back end. He's admonished for his lustfulness again and left with a cryptic warning to survive until dawn, before the falling devil is bifurcated by another chainsaw blade. Asa wakes up to the reveal of 2 chainsaw men before being thrown around for the 100th time that night. Denji's also launched backwards and incapacitated. Yoru finally reappears and pushes Asa to take him out, but she hesitates thanks to the mid-air heart-to-heart and the previous save during the Yuko incident. As a giant tentacle thing flies towards both ladies, Asa does the unthinkable, begs Chainsaw Man to save her. The tentacles double and fling Asa into several cars, but she's picked up before they can make impact. Chainsaw Man has indeed come to at least try and save her, but he's been pretty banged up over the course of the night. Thankfully, a motorcycle appears to be driving right under them, and he refuses to steal it since the rider is a woman. But there's a backup cycle being handled by a dude. That's fair game for Denji, and he knocks the guy off and speeds away. The two keep dodging tentacles at the insistence of the fake Chainsaw Man, but that becomes much more difficult when a spiral of them form above the buildings. Denji takes the bike on the side of the skyscraper, avoiding the carnage and confusing the pale man figure that's apparently controlling the tentacles. The mysterious figure is forced to come out of itself and try to smash the duo with its mallet hands. Once again, they dodge the attacks, but neither are prepared for the skyscraper falling across the skyline. That, and an admittedly funny one-liner, portend the return of the falling devil. A fiery explosion and mass destruction occurs, which Denji and Asa maneuver through. But trying to avoid debris and smoke prevents them from seeing a much more imposing mallet hand figure with no face-style mouth-stomach in front of them. The two go flying into the gaping maw, which the chef is exceedingly pleased about. She just hates Dine and Dashers. Despite her excessive preparation of the meal, her customer just can't hold the food down. He vomits out both Denji and Asa, upsetting the chef. The falling devil can't take critiques about her cooking and blows up the giant monster. That's pretty poor customer service. With the failure of her main course, the falling devil goes to apologize to the mastermind of this project. Ironically, it's the famine devil. She seems pretty chill about it at first, but then flambés the chef. Turns out the plan was sabotaged by Nayuta, who reunited with her sister at some point. She's confused why Denji is a target of her ire. Fami reveals that the falling devil wasn't the prophetic ender of humanity, and she's not gunning for the rise of devil kind. She's not softening up or anything, which is what Nayuta thinks at first, but she'll miss human food. She also wasn't trying to kill Denji either. She was just hoping to starve out Yoru to make her compliant. Nayuta isn't on board with her sister's plan since she has other priorities, which is being a know-it-all at school. Now that an inevitable all-out apocalypse is on the table, the situation for Denji, Asa, and the devils has gotten even more dire. Who knows what craziness will go down in the limited time humanity might have left. We'll see where this goes in the next arc of Chainsaw Man, But that's pretty much it for this one, guys. If you liked the video, please give it a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.